Okay, I'm going to tie a fly, a lure that I use in winter, and how I'm going to describe how I fish it. So in the vise we have a 4mm brass bead with lead wire running up the hook so it sinks. I fish this on a floating line, intermediate line, sinking line, doesn't matter. And I search for depths with it. The first cast, I'd count down 5 seconds, then retrieve it. Second cast, 10 seconds, and so on until I get takes. Okay, now if I don't get any response, I'll keep adjusting the depth till I get takes. If I don't get any takes in one swim after about half an hour, then I'll probably move on after searching that swim. But the crucial thing is when I do get takes. So I've just run some white thread up the hook. The crucial thing is when I do get takes, and I do something called strip striking, because I love winter lure fishing. Anyway, here's the tail, white marabou. This is going to be a white and gold humungus. My version of it. Don't think it hasn't been tied before. Loads of people have tied this fly before. On the top of a hook, loop over, pull down, keeps it on top of a hook. And let's just neaten that up along the hook. Okay, back to how I fish it. So I do something called strip striking. Now basically, strip striking is when I retrieve, either slow, fast, doesn't matter, I hold the rod to the side and I watch the loop of line between the rod tip and the water. So I hold the rod about 6 inches to a foot off the water and it forms a loop. And as I'm pulling it in, I watch that loop. Now with lure fishing, you will get a lot of fish, take, and then carry on following the fly. So what you need to do is, instead of moving the rod when you strike, all you do is give a sharp pull on the line. The reason for this, it keeps the fly in the same zone, the same depth of water. Okay, I'm just going to put some gold attraction in this fly, in the tail. Now, while it's at that same depth in the water, the fish will continue to follow. If you move a rod, it will pull the fly out of that depth in the water, and the fish will probably lose interest and not follow. And what you generally find is you don't only get one take of fish, they will keep following and they will take several times on the way in. If you do this what we call strip striking. Okay, now what usually happens, the fish might make a mistake. Okay, and remember you can vary the retrieve. So if you get a take, strip strike, then you might want to just stop the fly for a second, or give it a hard pull. Okay, either might induce the fish to take. So we've got our gold attraction in the tail, and now we've got some gold frits. I think this is 10mm. No, I'd say it's 6mm frits. And I'm going to trap it under the thread, put it on top of the hook, couple of turns, and that will secure it in the hook and run the thread back to the head of the hook. Okay, getting back to strip striking. So you can adjust what you do. You can stop the fly and you might find the fish will take again. Speed it up, slow it down. You've got to induce that fish to commit to taking that fly. And as you see, I'm trying to get the fibres to stick out, and that makes a really nice body to this fly. Now, I usually fish this way, and if I get takes, I carry on. Even if I don't hook the fish on that in the cast, you'll probably find the next cast you've got another fish following your fly. And every time you cast out, think there's a fish following my fly. Okay? And when you start getting nips, like I say, do not move a rod. Hold the rod to the side and give it a sharp pull on the line. And that's what we call strip striking. So here's the body of my fly. I've got the fibres to stand out nicely there. I'm just going to fold them back a bit, a couple of turns. Okay, now what you can do, you can put a palmed body on this fly. And that is, and what I mean by palmed, I'll do that on another fly in the future tying, on a yellow dancer. And I'll quickly show you what palmed is. So palmed is going up the whole body of a fly, and that's how a lot of people tie this fly, like that. So you've got hackles all the way up the body. I find it just as effective just doing at one place. In other words, keeping the hackle at the front of the fly. So we get our hackle pliers. And I'm going to wind it round. There we go. Couple of turns just to hold it. And it looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but you'll see what I do in a minute, and that'll tidy it all up. Cut the two tag ends off. And this is what I do to tidy it all up. I'm going to wet my fingers, fold back the hackle, pull hard, a couple of really good turns, and that'll fold back the hackle. Okay, and then we're just going to do my usual 3 half hitches to finish. Remember to pull hard on the half hitches to really bed them down. And that is my white and gold humungus. And hopefully I'll give you an idea of how to fish it. So what I do is I get to a swim where I think fish will be. I cast out. I try various retrieves, did various depths until I get takes. Then I keep the fly at that depth. And when I get takes, as I say, I don't move the rod. I give a sharp pull. And that keeps the fly in the zone. So I hope that's given you insight how I fish lures. Why I love fishing lures, because the number of takes you get, and a deadly pattern to use for lure fishing.